Well, hey there. This is Pastime Viewpoints, and I'm here to do a sexy review of Impact. Mmm, I like that. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Oh no, he's here. Goodbye, everyone. The fuck? I thought the old man was gone. Wait, the fuck is. God damn, he's doing a podcast. Well, hello, and welcome to Pastime Viewpoints. This is Jeff, representing Pastime Viewpoints solo. Because everyone else is a dick. So, yeah, no JB because JB's just deserted TNA apparently because the Dixie train is not around enough. Gil, who knows what the fuck he's doing. Adam actually has an excuse. Ged, Thomas is probably cleaning a bathroom. And anyone else doesn't matter. You got me and the old man if he comes back. God, I hope not. He scares me. But anyway, I'm going to do the review of Impact on my own. God only hopes this doesn't suck, because I have no one to work off of. So, yeah, before I start the whole review for Impact for today's episode, I feel I need to address a very, very big issue with Slammiversary and the main event with MVP being injured possibly. It's very serious. He got hurt overseas, and well, he's on crutches, which could put TNA in a quite a pickle right now. I think they're just trying to copy WWE here, but reverse. But I don't think so. But who knows? Hopefully everything's okay with MVP, so we can have Eric Young versus MVP, so they can continue the storyline. And if not, hopefully they piece something together to make it work. They haven't announced the entire card, so maybe they can do something here, but it might be a stretch at this point. So, anyway, let me go ahead and get on to Impact. I'll get this over with. Again, I apologize. Just me. Everyone else is a dick. So, this week's Impact, it's pretty good, I guess. It's still running on the whole fact that we're throwing too much stuff at once. We are getting one main storyline, I guess. But even then, the ending just kind of threw it all for a loop. But let me go ahead and get started. MVP, we have the whole gang out. And MVP, Bobby Lashley, Kenny King, blah blah blah, they talk. Joe comes out and says he got screwed over. Aries comes out and says the same thing. MVP puts Aries and Joe in a match with their contracts on the line. And yeah. I don't like the idea of that. It You just have Samoa Joe who came back. You just have Aries who just kind of came back. And then you're wanting to say, hey, we're going to get rid of one of them. Yeah, don't like that. And then you had Magnus and Bram backstage. I mean, Magnus got a little better after the match, after he like attacked Willow with the weapon. But I mean, it's the same thing we've seen. And it's just Willow, Magnus, and Bram. I mean, do they have nothing better for Jeff Hardy to do right now? I feel he's being wasted with this. It's because we've said how much we actually like the Willow character, even though there hasn't been much evolution in it. There's so much more that could be done with Willow that TNA is not doing. They need to actually give Willow a storyline. And something like we said, where he starts to lose that Hardy persona more and more. And then so the announcers can finally stop saying, just keep dropping the Hardy stuff. I still think he needs a new finisher, something to do. I mean, just because it's just my sick, twisted mind. But you know, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna move on to the next segment. Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards are talking with MVP, and MVP books them in a match against each other. They refuse the match, but MVP threatens to strip them of the titles if they don't do it. So that leads to, well, before the match itself, we have a backstage segment with Mr. Anderson dressed up as a cowboy with beer yelling, "I like beer." I will get to that sooner. That is gold. But we have Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards, and Kenny King came to watch. You know, it wasn't like a knockout wrestling match because I'm glad they didn't do it. It just kind of went to a roll up for the win. It made sense because these guys are tag team partners, they're tag team champions, and Davey's still selling the injury. So what you gonna do? So King gets in and is all mad and upset, like, "You can't do this. We're gonna strip you of the title if you don't start attacking people." So then they beat the shit out of King, which bravo to them. Yeah, I didn't. I'm reading the spoilers as I'm reading the results as we go. I did watch it, but I apologize. I'm usually more well prepared. So we have a video package with Brittany and Madison from last week, which we should have had more of that. So Brittany offers Madison Rain for help. Madison says to do nothing. Then we get an amazing little segment with Robbie E, DJ Z, and Jesse. And it goes back to me loving, actually liking the menagerie. It's just too good. I like it. And they're playing up Robbie E hating clowns with Crazy Steve. This was gold. This little backstage segment was gold. And you knew it was going to lead up to something. And it paid off a little later. Pretty soon. But I want to talk about this one other little thing before. And it was MVP talking to Brian Hebner. And he said there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser in the Joe Aries match. So, because MVP's a heel and it's got to happen because, god damn it, we have to force MVP to be a heel to face Eric Young because WWE logic. Insert John Cena joke here. Yeah. So anyway, let's get on to the fun stuff here. We had the Bromans and DJ Z. And they start to go at it. And then, they're out there trying to have a good time. Robbie is still freaking out. He announces to the crowd that he's afraid of clowns. And then, oh my gosh, it was great. It just, you hear this announcing. I'm pretty sure it was Nux announcing all of them, and we're the menagerie. The entire time, Robbie E is freaking the fuck out. This is hilarious, indeed, and oh my gosh, I'm still digging the menagerie. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but they need a good storyline. Working with the bromance is gold because even through that whole segment, Jesse really stood out to me because, honestly, I don't think I've actually seen him too much on the mic as of late. So it was actually nice to hear him do some chops, and he was pretty damn good. The highlight was when the Freak, which, as we all know, is Rob Terry, had Zema Ion above his head, and then Nux threw out Jesse and Robbie. And then when the Freak threw him out, DJZ that is, he knocked off his mask got knocked off. It was very subtle. Because when I was watching it, I barely noticed it in the bottom corner of the screen, and then the camera crew were quick to hide it. And then when it went back to the menagerie, you never saw Rob Terry in the screen because he didn't have the mask. I could not believe it. No one else in the discussion seemed to notice because D was probably busy like lotioning up over Rebel. So I mean, it was very subtle and they hit it pretty well. But I just thought, I mean, this could be a problem if that mask can come off that easily. Um, they might want to consider something if they want to keep his identity a secret. Maybe like put an actual like mask on him, or because clearly the freak mask is just to cover his face, and it's probably not a lot on the back. So they need to do something with that, or they're going to have bad stuff to come. Next, Samuel Shaw, and as you know from us, we love us some Samuel Shaw with Gunner in the psych ward. They're playing Go Fish. It's not the best, but it's still showing there's a connection here, and that Gunner's trying to connect with him and like show him that he doesn't have to be the way he is. And I'm going to go ahead and just talk about all these other segments here too. There was that one where they're playing cards and they're talking about these other people, which has me wondering if they're going to use this a way to introduce more characters in the future, which would be ingenious, because then Shaw could have his own little group. And they'd be called the Creepers. Creepers led by the creepy bastard himself. I would like that. And I'm pretty sure Adam would like that too, because, well, creeping's Adam's game. He's great at that. He loves to creep. He's probably creeping on you right now as you watch this video. Say hello to them, Adam, but not too loud. You don't want to give away your position. So, we get to the match for Aries and Samoa Joe, where the loser leaves TNA. And it never really gets an ending because EY and Bully Ray come out and they knock Hebner down. So that ends the match, even though MVP said there had to be a winner. So MVP comes out and says, no guys, this is stupid, you're not doing this, and threatens to fire them. Bully says, no, I got a better idea. Us four, EY, me, Samoa Joe, and Aries, versus MVP, Kenny King, Lashley, and then EC3 in a first blood match. So an 8-man first blood match. I'm going to talk about it later. Interesting idea. And then we cut to Anderson in the back doing more fun junk. And then, sad thing is, another segment which topped the show was Anderson. So what we got was, we had the classic James Storm music, or his face music hit. Christie introduces it as James Storm, but it's Anderson in the cowboy getup. He cuts the promo with the beer and all that. Funny shit. I recommend going to watch this. I can't do this justice on my own. But then James Storm his new music hits, and it's actually starting to grow on me. The more I hear it, the more I'm actually like, you know what? I'm actually behind this music now. So, good on him. I'm finally behind his new theme. It still disappoints me that they cut out the sorry about your damn luck. Maybe they can put in one of Anderson's lines, sorry about my damn breath, for it, but we'll see what happens. So, we get a little little brawl between the two. James Storm gets the best of Anderson, and then pretty much says, "If you want to fight, meet me." Or he pretty much says Slammiversary. So essentially, we have Anderson versus James Storm at Slammiversary, and I'm okay with this because this is going to be a good match between these two. I can see very good things coming of this. These two have been working pretty well together, and I'm excited for this. Puts a good match on the card because God knows when they're going to bring back Bobby Roode to do something. So then, let's see. Let me go through here because I can't remember anything. Ah, yes. Angelina Love versus Madison Rayne for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Women. Good match where even though Madison told Brittany not to come out, she still does. But she does nothing out there to stop any interference. So Velvet Sky gets interference in there, and Angelina gets the win, which leads to a little segment backstage where Madison's asking Brittany, "Why didn't you interfere?" And Brittany says, of course, "I did exactly what you told me to. I didn't get involved." So, kudos to that. It's interesting to see where they're going to go on this because, of course, Brittany announced that she loves Madison Rayne, which we all do, but I think her loving her is a little nicer. I think that should be filmed on free TV for us, just a little bit. A little bit. I'm channeling Adam with this and the creepiness, but who cares? So now we have the main event, the 8-man match. The 8-man First Blood, and you know what? I kind of liked it. Because an 8-person First Blood match, well, I like it, and at the same time it's not, because it should have just been a brawl. But, I mean, for what it was, it served its purpose. EC3 got busted open because of a chain, which you would think more weapons would have got involved in this, because First Blood, decent match, but, it is what it is. And then you had a backstage segment where, to end the show, MVP and his crew are beating up EC3, where Dixie comes out and says, "Yeah, that's my blood. You crossed the line between business and personal, and she's going to start a war." And that begs the question, did Dixie just turn face? And if she did EC3 just kind of turn face also? Which would throw some big questions up because, yeah, you still got Bully Ray versus EC3. Personally, I think she's still going to be a heel because TNA has shown that they can do heel versus heel storylines, and they can make it work. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. And overall, I mean, if you can kind of tell, it wasn't the greatest. But with the way they've been pumping out the shows as of late, it's not any different. Compared to like WWE's, there was no embarrassing moment, at least, with like Damien Sandow. So that's a plus. But I mean, I know they can do better. And God only hopes that after Slammiversary, they actually get stuff in gear, they get everything in line, and they go, "Okay, we made a mistake with MVP. We have to run with it for now, but we can fix it up after Slammiversary." So, God hopes that's what it is. Fingers crossed that will happen. Fingers crossed I never have to do this alone by myself again because, again, I'm so sorry. But this is a very short podcast because there's no one else for me to talk about. Maybe we'll go back and fix this, do something with some other people. Maybe not. Can't guarantee anything. I'm going to go ahead and end this. D, for the love of God, get a mic and help us out. We actually need your help. And if anyone wants to start a Kickstarter for D to get a microphone headset and everything he needs for this to work, by all means, go ahead. Let us know. We'll help promote you. We probably won't pay you anything, but we'll help promote it. So, for Pastime Viewpoints, this is Jeff, and I'm going to say good night for now.